So, welcome to this morning's masterclass. And it is something that we tend to forget or we ignore, but we know it in our hearts. You cannot get rich in the same environment that you got poor. So, where am I standing? I'm in Egypt. And this particular island is part of the original Isis Island, and you'll see water on the ground. I have only been able to take people on my Egypt journeys there twice actually, and that's because it goes underwater. And you can see just above my head, the columns are actually white and the rest of it is black. That's how high the water rises, the Nile water. So I can only get there at certain times when I take people to Aswan, to this beautiful Isis island. And it's the original Isis island, and then it was rebuilt across the road as well. And in this place, like nothing's there. It's only tiny, tiny, tiny. And I just absolutely adore it when I can take over there. And I had the bonus of December. I had a one-on-one client for Egypt that came with me to this place. This place is rich in energy, rich in peace, rich in the water. It's a very beautiful environment. The other side of the island is where I actually stayed, which I don't normally do. And it's just ancient Aswan energy. And the Aswan people and the environment they have really is close to the African energy because Egypt is part of Africa. And the environment is rich in love and community and dance and celebration. So, in that energy and environment, it's like I felt so rich, even though we were the only ones there. There was the boatman and my client and myself, and it's just peaceful standing in that archway on that island. That's why I'm showing you this image. So now go back to you cannot get rich in the same environment that you got poor. What does that even mean? And how do we apply it in our life? So your environment can be a couple of things. Last week I talked about you cannot get healthy in the same environment that made you sick. Let's start with our environment of our body and our mind, wherever the mind is. I'll point here, but our mind is everywhere. And in our body of richness, richness is the feelings, is the sensation. And for me, if that I eat, say, sugar, well, my mind and my body are going to go into poverty thinking, poverty reaction. And I'll give you an example. It's 2017, and I'd purposely eaten bad food because I'm about to write my Bite Me book. And my son said to me, and my husband, both sons and husband said, "Go on, have a little bit of Coca-Cola." Now, this is not putting Coke down. I'm not promoting Coca-Cola or any of those things. So they said, have some Coke. So I thought, all right, I just have a sip. God, I had chest pain. I had anxiety. I had like an instant sugar headache. I was like pinging off the walls. I was like, oh my gosh, that caffeine sugar hit sent me into poverty straight away. My body's reaction of this, I'm sure I was having a heart attack, but I also knew it was the Coca-Cola. It was like poverty. Oh my God, panic. Oh my God. Because richness in the body doesn't feel like a tightness. It doesn't feel like chest pain or aches and pains and things like that in our body. Richness feels like free and slow. Let's move. I enjoy my body. It feels great. That's richness in the body. Then in my mind, as the sugar hit, and I'm starting to think like anxiety thoughts, and I've got to do, and this is going to happen. That's poverty as well. That's not richness. Then the headache, that's poverty. Oh my God, it was just so intense. I get migraines, but this was just like totally off the Richter scale of poverty as well. That wasn't rich. Those thoughts, the mind, the body sensation, And even as I'm talking about it, I can feel it in my body right now. It's like, oh, let's just pop that poverty, that environment here. If I'm feeding myself those sort of things or those sort of foods, it's going to keep me in a poor mindset. I'm to attract things poorer. I'm going to put myself into a poor state compared to when I eat good food. So at the moment, some of you are doing health is your wealth check-ins with me with those health as your wealth check-ins. We're back to eating healthy. We're back to focusing and journaling and things like that. And it's so much fun, especially when you eat great food, like really yummy, yummy food. And that's a richness. And so for me, Mediterranean food, my body thrives on it. Being Mediterranean myself, I eat it, I'm alive, I lose weight, and I eat more, and I still lose weight, and it feels really good. I'm rich. And it affects my mind of I'm rich and abundant. I just want to love and I want to service and I want to get up. So that environment is our body. That environment is our mind and our thoughts. But the same thing applies to the external part of the environment. Because quite often people can assume the environment is just outside, like this Isis temple. It's only outside. When I go to this Isis temple, then everything will be fixed. When I buy that house, when I have that cushion, when I go on the holiday, it's external. That's an environment as well. So you cannot get rich in the same environment that got you poor. It might be who you're hanging around with. I just taught 3 days of Millennium Good Millennium Calendar. Some of you were on it. And I talked about ask yourself, who are you hanging around with? What have they got you reading? What have they got you thinking? What have they got you asking? What have they got you saying? Who are you hanging around with? I know that you guys are here in this masterclass. You guys are on that rich, abundant energy. And so I like hanging out with you guys. And I hope you like hanging out with me of that richness of love and abundance and connection and uplifting. It's rich compared to sometimes when I go to the supermarket and I don't take my AirPods, I forget, and I hear the conversation and people are complaining, they're whinging, they're not talking nicely. And the whole supermarket feels like, oh, feels like poverty. And I think, what? And compared to if I go to like a market or my fruit and veggie shop, oh my goodness me, you walk in and it's like the tomatoes and the avocados are going, good morning, Jean, take me, eat me, hello. The whole environment, because of the staff in the fruit and veggie shop, is just so rich. And then the tomatoes look rich and voluptuous and eat me. So our environment can be external and sometimes can be tricky. It can be that you've gone to a family event, maybe you've gone to a networking event or a business thing, or you're going to work and the staff are really like grumpy and poor in their mindset. Poor in the mindset is just not enjoying life. It's thinking poverty of complaining, whinging, etc. And when there's this collective consciousness doing it and you're in it, it can feel like, oh my gosh. Oh, and it brings us down. Not if you have the focus of you cannot get rich in the same environment that made you poor. So sometimes it's about leaving the environment, which is what I did. So I did nursing and then I went to pathology and autopsies. Autopsies I left because it was not my thing. I like to talk. Patient doesn't talk. Scientist doesn't talk. Left that. Wasn't poor environment, but it's anybody. And I didn't like all the chemical smells. It started to make me feel quite unwell. But the pathology company I was working for, they were whinging and complaining. And I just went, I can't do this anymore. I don't feel rich. I walk in going, good morning, how are you? I'd provide morning tea. It was great. But there was just this little section that was quite poor and whinging and like, and this department was complaining with this department and they were complaining about that department and what. And I went, I'm out of here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this at all. It's bringing me down. And so I had the choice to leave. Sometimes we feel like we don't have a choice to leave. If that's the case, why not sprinkle your rich magic of being vibrant and effervescent and just sprinkle it around? A bit like Tinkerbell. Get the fairy pixie energy or even the troll, leprechaun, naughty energy and just sprinkle the richness around. You know what might happen. But that same environment that made you feel poor, uncomfortable, awful, how are you going to grow? There is a growth. There is definitely growth. But is it a growth that's going to enhance you, support you, and empower you? What can you do about it? As I said, I left. I also provided some sparkle in that pathology company. But then I got a complaint about me because I provided morning tea and I went, I'm out. Someone's going to complain that I bring morning tea every Tuesday and complain, I'm out. It's not the environment for me. And as soon as you make that decision, because decisions equal destiny, as soon as you make that decision that this environment is really not rich, empowering, conducive for me, something changes within this environment, in the mind environment. And so did you do it here first or out there? It doesn't really matter. They're both the same. Once you make a decision here, it affects there, or you see it there, make a decision that affects here. And then suddenly there's an abundance. This abundance is beautiful people come into our life. You start to notice, oh my gosh, those things are on sale. Someone opens the door for you. Someone gifts you something, whether it's a compliment, maybe it's a pith, pass it forward, hand me down. Oh, yes, I could use that. Thank you so much. When you become abundant, that richness, you want to be of service. You want to get out in the world and say, good morning, hello. So if that environment is not rich, as in abundance supporting, it will drag you down. And if it's something that you've been doing and continuing a habit, what will occur is you'll spiral down. Not good, not bad. This is all just lessons. That's all mystery school was awareness and lessons. So if you cannot get rich in the same environment that you got poor, what are you prepared to do about it? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to say no to? What are you willing to say yes to? Now, that environment might be an emotional need, especially today. I've got my phone. It's just on lock, but I've got my phone. I'm doom scrolling. Oh, what's this? And it happened in 2020 when everyone was in lockdown. I want that. I want that. Who in the world I want? Cool. And they've got your credit card and chunk, you've got it in a couple of days or Amazon or whatever it is. Cool. Like that. And then we got sucked in early this morning when I was just checking all my emails. A thing popped up and I went, oh yeah, wait, stop. That environment of just chunk, which I'm not good at doing chunk all the time, is, you know what? I don't really want that in the first place. Why do I want that? Was it just like an immediate fulfill? I've got to have it. It's now, because that's the energy we're in. And if I'm aware of that, is that abundance rich or is that poor? And it might have made me poor. What was it? It was this amazing jumper. And I thought, then I looked at the price, by the way. It was an amazing jumper. It had all these pockets, good for hiking, good for camping. It had a hood because I like jumpers with hoods when I'm hiking and stuff. But then it turned into a backpack that you had a strap. And then it had like a zip-on raincoat thing. And I thought, stop it. It would be just so easy to wash and thing. And when I'm camping and go traveling to Egypt and other places, it'd be amazing. So I had to look at the price and everything. $300 that was on special. I went, no, that makes me poor. Why? Because my environment is Got all of this already. Why do I need that? So your environment, people, things, places, mind, body. If I'm feeling this way, in an ick way, that environment, is it supporting me? Or do I want to go and try that environment? Just a choice. That's all it is. And it's being conscious and aware of it right now. Awareness is held in the heart, conscious is held in the stomach. And so I want to be conscious of I am. Will that support me? Will that help me? If it won't, say no, thank you. Change the environment. And in your body, every little cell, under a microscope, they're all different. So when I worked in pathology, they're all different. But if we break them down, they're all actually the same cell. But then they decide to be a stomach, liver, skin cell, whatever it is. But in every little cell, they're just the cutest little things. They have a wicked sense of humor. Basic. They have a wall, they have an eye or nucleus, and they have all this fluid, cytoplasm. And then they've got like information on it. That's an environment. And what if we started right now with you just choosing one cell in your body? Hello, cell. And it's got one little eye looking at you, winking at you. G'day. And what if you look at the environment that it's in and the way you've been treating yourself, whether it be food, exercise, the people you're with, the way you've been thinking, how you've been feeling, and you look inside that cell. What? It's winking at me. Or but the environment's not that good. You know what? I might change my eating. You know what? I might go for a walk. Just 10 minutes. Do you know what? I don't like wearing those daggy clothes. I might put them in the bin, gift them, op shop them. I might get something else. My environment. Yeah, I think, my wardrobe needs clean out and I need to wash the walls in laundry because it's got mold on it. What happens is you start to grow as you look at that tiny cell, which is you, and that tiny cell is a mirror image, RNA. The DNA with RNA, it's a mirror image of the absolute. And the absolute is this rich, abundant cell. And when you look at it, just need to give it a bit of a clean. I need to look after it. As soon as you do that with your environment, especially if you start with yourself, the other things around you can drop away. Or if it's in the family, you be the example of what's possible. They start to just gently mimic a few things. You don't have to say anything. If the environment outside is icky, change it, tweak it, renovate it. And it might be simple. Maybe you're living in a small apartment or a unit, and you think, oh gosh, it's just blankets, it's concrete with a metal fence. Create an abundant environment. Go and get a plant box from Bunnings, your hardware shop. Get a couple of seedlings, maybe some tomato and basil because they complement each other in permaculture. Grow your own veggie patch. Just relax. Or maybe a round circle and get some herbs and have just this beautiful herbs. What an environment. And then as they're growing, you can make like natural teas or cook with them, and that changes this environment. But one thing I do know for sure is you cannot get rich in the same environment that got you poor. Mind, body, and your essence. You can change it all though. And if it's poor mentality, and I don't mean just money, if you're thinking poorly of yourself, on YouTube, there's lots of music with affirmations. You can chat GPT affirmations. You can journal. You can crystal grid. You can play with crystals. You can drink healthy. You can eat healthy. So what are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to give up? What are you prepared to say yes, say no? Because you cannot get rich, same environment that you got poor. Just doesn't work mathematically. So I thank you for all being in that rich, abundant state of being here. I so appreciate it. So thank you. So let's go to some sharing. And that sharing, if you'd like to put it in the chat, just please put in Y, which means yes, read it. Put in N, no, don't read it. So don't read it. Otherwise, you can unmute yourself. That would be amazing. And we will go to Maud, Andrew, and Kim to begin with. If you want to share, that would be amazing.
Hello, good evening from Sweden. I just popping in. I didn't hear from the beginning, and interesting. So I must listen again from the replay. So thank you for today.
Thank you, Maud. Beautiful. What Maud did, even though she doesn't realize, she said, and thank you for coming away from Sweden, that she didn't hear. So what she's doing is changing the environment from poor, I didn't hear. So I'm going to go to the replay. She's changing the environment from I didn't hear to I want to hear. That's a simple example. So she's actually given us a beautiful sharing of, I'm going to watch the replay. I'm going to re-look at everything, because when we do re-evaluate and re-look at things, that's going poor, rich. So more, that was amazing. I forgot who I said. Was it Andrew?
It was me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning. There's so many good little tips and gems. I really like the what do I need to say no to and yes to in creating that environment, putting those boundaries in, and I'm going to review this as well and write down a few tips just to have in front of me this week to review on that, to help support that environment that I'm creating. So thanks again, Jean.
So, pleasure. Thank you, Andrew. And thank you for walking. Looks freezing cold, but thank you for being out and walking. Amazing. Let's go to Kim.
Morning, everyone. I like Maud missed the beginning of it, but I'm really thinking about what I am prepared to change. And I'll go back and watch the replay as well. So thank you very much.
Beautiful. So you're all wise. You already know all of this stuff. It's amazing. So thank you. Let's go to Leona.
Hello, everybody. My takeaway is that first you have to notice your environment and notice what's in it, and decide whether what's in the environment is rich for you or is not rich for you. So you have to be really aware of where you are at the moment.
You guys are rocking it. Thank you. Beautiful. Because if I don't notice and I'm not conscious of it, it's like, well, what am I going to change? And what I do is I walk around unconscious, which is the pancreas, and I fill myself up with sugar. And then it's like I walk around complaining. And then I walk around just recreating it and going, oh, well, and why am I still in this poor state of the mind? It's not just money. So that was beautifully said, Leona. Thank you, thank you. Let's go to Julie, if you can share, darling.
Hey, me? Can you hear me?
Please, darling. Yes.
Oh, Jean. As you know, I already said no to the environment in which I got sick, and miracles have been abounding. And the one that I would like to share very much is the other night I went up. I live in rural southeast Queensland, and I'm down in Brisbane. I came down on the 13th of July to spend 2 nights with my gourmet mother, and I'm still here. My mother is 87 years young. I went up to the BWS I was getting some supplies, and Mum put out the alert that Dad had gone up there, he's not well, and could I keep an eye out for him? So I popped to the BWS and spoke with the wonderful gentleman there who was able to confirm that, yes, he had been there. In the meantime, I saw these gorgeous little miniature spirits and things. Upcountry, we could only get them in plastic, not glass. They had beautiful ones in glass. Gorgeous. And while I was standing trying to decide which ones I could afford to get, I realized there was a gentleman standing behind me. I stepped back to allow him to be served. When I stepped up with my final choice, and I had to cut it right back, not get the 4 that I really wanted to get that had been lined up on the counter, the assistant said, "That man has just paid for them for you."
Oh, beautiful.
Yes. So I came home with my Chivas Regal, my Absolute vodka, my Kraken spiced rum, and green fairy.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's amazing. You guys just share the most amazing wisdom. That's an example of change the environment, Julie. So thank you
Yes.
so much,
And
darling.
Jean, if I may add one further thing, yesterday was one of the best days of my entire life. And I did not realize until I went to log into this live this morning that yesterday was the Saturn retrograde beginning.
Yes. Yes.
And it
Yep.
was absolutely phenomenal. Thank
Oh,
you.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. And then we've got insights and wisdom from Bonnie too. My golden heart is I say yes to me. I want the richness of mind, body that is my health. I create the change in my environment by realigning with the rituals that serve me. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So you guys know this. It's just like a oh yeah moment that I cannot get rich in the same environment that got you poor. So if you remember that, it's like, what can you do about it? What can you do? Easy. Start with yourself. Remember, one little cell. What are we going to do in that environment? And then all the other cells talk to the other cells. And who knows what happens outside as well. Start with you first. And then things fall away or come to you in the most spectacular way. So thank you. And also, just for everyone so that you know, after 9 years of doing this for free and doing it every Monday since November 2018, we will be closing this and I won't be doing it anymore. The last time will be the 24th of August. What will happen though is I now will have a mystery school for 12 months that will start. And if you're interested, please reach out through either the website, Facebook message, WhatsApp, phone call, whatever it is. And I thank everyone for being here every week since November 2018, where I've done this for free for everyone. There is a change of dynamics. It aligns with, as Julie said, Saturn retrograde yesterday as it came in and stepping into 2027 to 2039 because there's a massive shift in consciousness. And so I want to be able to provide even bigger, better support for everyone. However, there is lots and lots of videos on my YouTube channel under the Mystery School Masterclasses that you can go back and listen to at any time. And then when you hit that playlist, they all come up for you. So make sure to continue 24th of August, the last one. And I thank you guys for being so rich in you for attending. So have a fabulous week. And I look forward to connecting very soon next week for the countdown before we start the new beginning. So love to you all. Bye.